One summer morning, Thomas the Tank Engine was very excited. The back controller had sent him to the docks to go and meet a new engine. Thomas was very excited when he arrived. "Has the new engine arrived yet?" he asked Salty. "Yes, he has, Bearty," said Salty, "and here he is." The new engine was bright orange, his nameplate was put on the side, and he was puffing with pride. "I'm Billy," whistled the new engine. "Who are you?" "Hello, Billy. I'm Thomas the Tank Engine." "Pleased to meet you, Thomas," said Billy. "Let's go." "Wait, Billy," said Thomas. "We can't go yet. We've got to wait for the back controller, otherwise we won't know what jobs we're doing." "Of course," smiled Billy. "I knew that." Billy thought Thomas was going to be a very good friend, and so did Thomas. Just then the fat controller arrived. "Billy, you've got a very busy day." Billy was pleased. "First, you must go to Farmer Cole's farm and collect chickens and bring them to the docks. Then you must collect diesel fuel from the depot and deliver it to the quarry. And lastly, you must collect coal from the coaling plant and deliver it to the depot." "Yes, sir," smiled Billy happily. "If you need any help, Thomas will show you what to do," added the fat controller. But Billy was cross. He didn't want Thomas to help. He wanted to work on his own. "Thomas, make sure Billy does all his work." And he left. "Right, Billy," said Thomas. "Let's go." "Hold it, Thomas," said Billy. "I don't need your help. I work on my own." "But I need to show you what to do," said Thomas. "I don't need your help," said Billy. "I'll be fine." And he puffed away. "You better keep an eye on him, Bearty," said Salty. Thomas knew Salty was right, so he puffed after him. Thomas soon found Billy at Farmer McColl's. "Billy," called Thomas, "now I've found you, we can start work." Billy was cross. He didn't want Thomas to help, so he puffed away. "Billy," called Farmer Cole, "you've forgotten the chickens." "Billy, stop!" cried Thomas, and puffed after him. Thomas found Billy at the quarry. "Billy," called Thomas, "you left the chickens behind." "But," said Billy, "and you have forgotten something." "Please let me help you," said Thomas. "Please." "Alright," said Billy, "but after this job I want to work on my own." So the two engines went back to Farmer Cole's farm and collected the chickens. Then they delivered them safely down to the docks. Next, Thomas found Billy at the depot. Billy had backed up to a truckload of diesel fuel. "Billy," said Thomas, "you're going to need help with this job." "No, I don't," said Billy. "I'll be fine." "But I need to show you what to do," said Thomas. "The fat controller wants you to be a really useful engine." "Please let me help you," said Thomas. Billy didn't want Thomas to help. He wanted to work on his own. But he did want to be a really useful engine, and he wanted the fat controller to be pleased with him. So Billy decided to let Thomas help. "Alright," he said, "but after this job I want to work on my own." So together Thomas and Billy delivered the diesel fuel to the quarry. Bavis and Diesel were pleased, and Billy started to have second thoughts about Thomas. Next, Thomas and Billy arrived at the coaling plant. "Show me what you can do, Billy," said Thomas. Billy felt proud. He backed up his empty coal trucks, but he didn't notice Percy behind him. "Stop, Billy!" called Thomas, but it was too late. Billy biffed Percy so hard he ran under the chute. Coal poured out of the chute and covered Percy from buffer to bunker in coal. "Watch where you're going, Billy!" called Percy. "Oh no," said Thomas. "We better go and get help." "Thomas!" called Billy. Thomas then remembered Billy wanted to work on his own. "Alright, Billy," said Thomas. "You go and get help." "Then don't spin it!" snarled Billy, and he puffed away. But then Billy stopped. He started to think. He thought about his day's work. He then thought about the mistakes he made. And then he thought about Thomas. Billy began to regret being rude to Thomas. And now he knew he wasn't going to get the work done. So Billy blew his whistle. "Thomas!" he called. Thomas was surprised. Thomas pulled Billy to the siding. Billy was soon taken on water and his firebox was soon filled with coal. "Thomas," said Billy, "will you help me, please?" Thomas wasn't at all sure. "I thought you didn't want my help," he said. "I didn't," said Billy, "but now I see this job's going to be a lot harder than I thought. And it's not going to be done if I do it on my own. Will you help me, please?" Thomas wasn't sure. But now he could see Billy was sorry. So he decided to help one more time. "All right, Billy," he said, "I'll help you." It took a long time, but soon Percy was away pulling the mail train. Thomas and Billy soon managed to deliver the coal to the depot. Thomas was tired, but Billy was pleased his work was done. "Goodbye, Billy," said Thomas. "The Fat Controller will be waiting for me to tell you you've been a really useful engine." Thomas started to puff away. But then Billy called out to him. "Wait, Thomas," he called. "Wait, don't go." "What is it now, Billy?" asked Thomas. "You're not a silly engine," said Billy. "You're a really useful engine, and I'm sorry I was rude to you. You've shown me that being a really useful engine doesn't always work on its own. It's often fun working with another engine. Thank you, Thomas." Thomas felt very happy. "Thomas," said Billy, "next time I have a busy day, will you help me?" Thomas smiled. "Of course I will," he smiled. "Thank you, Thomas," smiled Billy happily. Billy was pleased to have been a really useful engine, and Thomas was very pleased to have made a new friend.